Here live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jeff here. Just checking in with you live on our latest project here to give you an update of what we're doing here. We're going to turn the camera around a little bit and show you guys what's going on here. So, as you can tell, just a brief reminder of what we had before. This is what we had before. We had these cabinets here, and there was a soffit right above them, right? And this is our new redesign of how we're going to do this kitchen here. And you might recall the kitchen before, it had a 20-inch stove, no dishwasher, no garbage disposal. What's up there, Alan? And so we've pulled all of those old cabinets off of the wall there, and we started to demo everything. We got the whole hole in the wall and all that. And believe it or not, folks, this floor was perfectly clean this morning. I had vacuumed it thoroughly before I left last night, but we had to demo. And what's up, Ricardo? We demoed that soffit, so you could see where it was. It took up that whole area. There was nothing in there. We thought for sure maybe there was air conditioning, maybe there was plumbing, maybe there was wiring. There was nothing. We cannot figure out why in the world they had that soffit right here on these old cabinets. The only thing I can think of is they did it so that they can make shorter, cheaper cabinets, you know. So this drawing is now going to change because now we just added 8 more inches. That's how big this soffit was, right? So we're going to end up with, instead of 30-inch cabinets here, these are going to be 36-inch cabinets. And instead of the microwave cabinet being, what was it before, 15 inches, I think that's going to go to 18. So everything is going to be bigger. We're going to end up with actually a little more storage space on that side of the wall, which is actually going to be pretty cool for us. Okay. And as you recall from the other day, I showed you all the garbage and all the rubble and everything that was in there. Right? We cleaned all of that out. We vacuumed all of that out there. What's up there, Adrian from San Fernando Valley, California? Okay, so what we found in here, that's why I like having like this light in here. It really lets you see inside everything that's going on there. And so we're going to put an access panel on this wall here, actually, so that you can get to the bathtub going forward, because all of this is going to be behind the stove. But here's where the real problem is. Here's some stuff that I don't like. I don't like that there's a whole lot of corrosion on some of these pipes in here. So what we're going to do is, since we have to move the hot water pipe anyway, this has to move to the left side of the plumbing stack, and we have to get it away from, see that right there? It's touching the cast iron. You cannot have two dissimilar metals touching, so we need to extend that out. So hot water is going to go over here, cold water is going to go over here, and those are some of the things we have to do next week. And we've decided what we're going to do, guys. This is kind of an interesting idea. At first we thought, well, maybe we're going to try to figure out how to straighten the wall or plaster it or whatever. And then we said, no, you know what we're going to do? We are going to put up a frame of 2x4s and just tapcon them right into the cement block wall. But we're going to lay them this way, not this way. We don't want to lose 4 inches out of the kitchen. We're going to lay them this way and then drywall over the entire thing. Make sure they're shimmed up so that the drywall will lay nice and perfect and flat, and we can get as square and plumb and true walls as we can possibly get to hang our cabinets on. And then we'll patch all of that up with drywall too, and everything will meet up at the same height, and we'll just have a regular kitchen wall again. And Mike says, do you use the Craftsman shop vac? No, actually, believe it or not, the little vac that I've got here with me now is just my small rigid. I love this guy. This guy does great, you know. And when I'm sucking up all of the drywall dust and the seam and stuff, you know, the smaller stuff, I'll use the bag. And when I'm doing anything other than that, I'll pull the bag out, and it gives me a little bit better suction. Sometimes I'll bring my larger one over too, as well there. And I got everything charging here now. Hey, I picked this up today at Home Depot. These are really cool. Have you guys ever seen these? I forget what they call it, tower or something like that. What's it called? Oh, the spin tower. So it'll charge 6 USB devices at once. And Cody says, is that your house, bro? No, this is our friend Tina's house. And this is that tiny stove I was telling you about. This is 20 inches wide. So our new redesign, as you can see in the difference here, is going to have a 30-inch stove, 18 dishwasher. And by the way, guys, man, let me tell you, we went to Lowe's the other night. It used to be you would go into Lowe's and stuff would be delivered next day if they had it in stock. Nobody has anything in stock right now. And they're telling us it's going to be a month on the oven, a month on the fridge. They had the microwave in stock, so we took it with us right out of the store. And because of this strange beast here, this 18-inch dishwasher, it's a 4-month backlog. So we're going to have to try to find alternate ways to score ourselves a dishwasher there. Cody says, what do you charge for friends and family? Is it 100%? I don't know. I kind of, when I'm done, I'll add up the hours and I'll look at it and I'll just kind of determine what would be a nice amount to have. I know the contractors will charge you like well over $100 an hour. And soon they'll have a USB or 20-volt stoves. There you go. Well, they already have outlets that we put in that will have USB ports built right into the outlet. That will be most helpful for people who need to charge their phones and stuff while they're in the kitchen. And what else is going to happen? Is there anything else that's going to change because of this? So, yeah, I was really surprised. And, if you look in here too, see, I don't like the fact that these two are touching. We're going to correct that as well. And let me see if I can give you a view way up behind there. I don't know how dark it is up there, but that's what it looks like where all of the conduits go up into the outlets. So this will be much easier for us. We were already doing some preliminary work on the circuits here today for the electrical outlets. We have to add 5 circuits here, guys. We got to add a garbage disposal, dishwasher, oven. The fridge is already there. And we have to add one for the microwave that's going to be up here somewhere. And then on this other wall over here where we're going to have the other counters, see, we want to add another outlet here. That's going to be the hardest one to do. So this was the choice we had. Either add these 2 counters or add the 2 counters with the pantry unit. I really wanted the pantry unit, but the owner did not want the pantry unit. Problem is this is an eat-in kitchen, and so the table has to go right here, and there just simply isn't enough room to do everything we want to do. And then, there was one other thing. I don't know if you remember the other day I showed you guys that copper tube that was going on here. Luckily, it wasn't any longer connected to anything. It was simply going to an old propane tank, which is no longer here. But it had come out of the wall there, and it was wrapped around the water heater, and we had to dig that hole in the wall there to find where it was going, and it just dead-ended in there, so we pulled it out. And you can see some of the stuff that's been done over the years, which wasn't very good. They never sealed up that hole where they ran conduits. And we're going to try to clean up these pipes because they don't look so hot. I don't like all of that corrosion that's on there. We're going to be adding 5 new circuits into this panel here next week. So that's it's coming along. Our cabinets are being delivered on Monday, but we'll have to work on framing up this wall and getting the drywall installed and everything. So there you have it, folks. That's where we're at right now as we speak. So next week is going to be a nice busy week for us. And Jet17 says, Jeff, have you converted a screened patio into a room? No, I have not. That really takes, especially down here in Florida, that takes people with a lot of specialized skill, because there's a lot of hurricane codes and stuff that you have to be aware of, and a lot of structural things that you got to do to make sure that it doesn't get blown in the windows and everything that you do. Oh yeah, and by the way, we're going to remove this. So this was the old oven outlet right here. And see how they just ran it in front of the wall by a hole in the wall? We're going to actually move it back into there and route it here. And we're going to put a new outlet box and screw it right into this stud here. So now it'll be flush with our wall, you know. So any thought of installing a tankless water heater? No, not in this house. Tankless water heaters actually use more energy unless they're gas. And I don't think they have gas set up in this house. So I would not recommend to people to get an electric one unless they've changed. But when we looked into it a couple of years ago, it just didn't seem very useful. It didn't look like it would pay for itself. So there you got it. There's what we've got right now. And we'll have more done next week. All of this is going away. We're going to patch it up. The only thing, guys, see, look at this. See, the old stove used to be here. and it is now going to come up to here, and then there'll be a 2-inch spacer, then the dishwasher. We have to move this, there was the outlet here. We have to move this over here, but for some reason this was a major hub in the house with like a whole bunch of circuits coming to and fro through here. So we have to put a plate, because you can't leave that's called a blind connection, or a blind junction, hidden junction. Those are illegal, and you're supposed to, anytime you have wires all coming together, you have to have access to it, and no matter how ugly it makes it look on the wall, you know. So we are going to have a plate there, but we're just hoping that the new stove is tall enough that it at least covers most of that there. And Alan says, had an electric tankless, it sucked. Went gas and it's awesome. Yeah, see? And not only that, if you get an electric one, I think you have to have something like 80 amps added to your service or something like that. It takes a lot. You may have to do a lot of stuff to your electrical panel to make that happen too. You don't just plug it in like the old water heaters. And P-War says, can't take out the wall and frame it to make the kitchen deeper. No, because that's basically looks like about an 8-inch thick crawl space there inside here. It's basically just big enough to hold this cast iron pipe that they've got there, the plumbing stack. So you can't really push it back, and it doesn't make any sense to. This is a cement block wall. We don't want to tear into that and destroy this thing. And not knowing exactly everything that was done to this house in the past, we suspect that this used to be outside and they made this a kitchen. That's what we're thinking based on some of the stuff that we're finding here. So, yep. And, you know, like I said, guys, the smallest things can turn into a major engineering fiasco here, you know. So our decision to try to put an extra outlet on this side might not work. We may have to just tap off of this one, but we're doing our best in here to try to separate everything, give everything its own circuit, you know, like to the modern codes and all of that. Just wide enough for the vermin to nest. Yeah, luckily I haven't seen any in there though, you know. Don't degrade the structural integrity. That's right. That's why we don't want to remove that wall. We're going to add on to it, and we're going to tap con on our 2x4s this way, you know, widthwise there. And yeah, so Ted says, yep, he had to do the 80 amp and had to have an electrician install this. Yeah, a sub panel, a whole different panel there. Yeah, and this room probably does get really cold in the winter, because look, there's your tongue and groove planks for the roof. And they got this little bit of a lowered ceiling here, so we were hoping to run some wire this way across the kitchen to the other wall. So we're going to have to see, because if that is any indication that they ran the joists this way, we're screwed. We can't, you know, we don't want to keep cutting holes in the ceiling just to get across there. That won't make any sense at all. We are going to remove this whole wooden thing here. That's going bye-bye there. All right, so listen, I need to get out of here, and I need to clean this up and head home. So you guys, if you've seen our live streams over the last few days from Lowe's, make sure you go and check those, guys, if you missed those, because there were some incredible clearance deals that I was showing, particularly that Metabo HPT, the roofing nailer combo kit. That was $348 off. And so luckily, a number of you guys were able to score that one yesterday there. And what's up, Max? So Ted says, now he has a 30 amp circuit available. What do you recommend I use for it? Well, you can't use it for a stove. You could probably use it, some water heaters will work on 30 amp. You could probably use it on a washer and dryer, or in some other smaller air conditioning system, you know, like a real tiny, if you're doing a twin, you know, dual zone or something like that. That's what I would do. And Word One says, you got the Cobalt 2-pack of sawhorses, $42. Yep. Okay, all right, so listen, guys, you all have a very, very good weekend. We're going to rest up this weekend. I'll be back on Monday to start all over again, and we'll give you guys more updates throughout the week. So have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Keep looking for those bargains, and keep watching for our updates as we update you on the best deals that you're going to see out there in Home Depot and in Lowe's. We'll see you, folks. Bye.